What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I actually want to dish today about the embarrassment of riches Tampa Bay has in its minor league system, particularly Nikita Kucherov, who I've been high on for a while. I actually did a piece on him last year, it just didn't come out right. And, I've been keeping tabs on him with the World Juniors and everything. And, he's a guy you're going to be hearing from a lot in the coming years because he can straight out play. He's a, gifted scorer. He's got 21 points in 11 games, put up great numbers in juniors last year. And, you look at the guys they have in the NHL. That guy Steven Stamkos is okay. He's aight. And Jonathan Drouin obviously being the third pick last year. They made what looks like a genius move now, send them back to juniors. But with guys like Kucherov, and then in terms of goaltending, Andrei Vasilevsky, JT Brown forward. Nesterov's a very good defenseman. They've really got it together in terms of who they've been drafting, and that's a testament to Yzerman's ability, but also to their scouts. I mean, Yzerman can only, you got to deal with the NHL team and, prospects, everything else. Yzerman obviously delegates responsibility, and, those scouts, I'm sure he took a few over from his Detroit days because no one drafts better than the Detroit Red Wings, in my opinion. And, Tampa Bay, like I said, has done a fantastic job. I can't stress how much I like Kucherov's game. I knew he'd been playing well in the AHL, and then a couple days ago, one of my followers on Twitter tweeted me about how well he'd been playing. I said, his numbers look kind of inflated. And I was like, holy shit, wow. For a 20-year-old kid to put up numbers like that, I know it's an 11-game sample, but he's playing really, really, really well. I think he had 9 points in a 3-game stretch last week. So the thing is, there's no need to rush him. I mean, where are you going to play him right now in Tampa? And they've got some really good young players in Tampa between Panik and Palat and definitely Alex Killorn, who I've been a fan of since his Harvard days. It's good to see him get first-line minutes, and definitely getting a chance to play with Marty and Steven Stamkos, two of the most elite players in the game. But, you look at this Tampa team, they're built to win now, and I'll talk more about that in the coming weeks. I've seen them play live twice, and I liked what I saw both times, and, I've talked about that on here and on the Twitter account. And, I watch most of the games on TV if I'm not there. And, I like what I'm seeing. And I want to get a larger sample size before I buy all the way in. Because, like I said, last year they got off to a pretty good start. I'll be in a shortened season. Not as long as this. But, I kind of was like, they're in. And then it bottomed out. But, I want to give this team a long look before I say definitively what their ceiling is going forward. And, like I said, we're a month into the season, 5 weeks into the season, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But, I believe we'll see Kucherov sooner rather than later. But then again, there's no need to rush him. Let him average. Although, that sounds kind of, I don't want to say racist, but if he's playing that well, bring him up. He might boast to the KHL. And I don't know Kucherov what his mindset is, but that seems to be the case here and there. But I believe he's a kid that wants to play, wants to compete, wants to be a long-term NHL player. And when you're that skilled offensively, being able to someday possibly play in a line with Steven Stamkos is kind of like a carrot in front of a horse. They can hold that ahead of you. And I haven't even talked about Brett Connolly. He's up, and he's they messed up his development 2 years ago. Should have sent him back to juniors, given him last year in the AHL, and I think he'd be further along. But he'll be fine. Yeah, I love his game. He plays a good enough straight ahead game that it shouldn't be too much of an issue. But like I said, this Tampa Bay team, both in the NHL and then the minor league levels, and I'm gonna come out and say I said it when I was there. They stole Adam Ernie in the second round, absolute steal. So, and Yzerman. Everyone should trust. Anyway, that's all this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the young talent Tampa Bay has in its system. Stay tuned for more episodes through the season and beyond. Later, guys.